jeez. That's super annoying. Did you switch it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess starting from the very, very first? Okay. Alright, guys. So we had actually started this clip way earlier, and we just realized that the camera has been in slow motion this entire time. So we've done one question, but today is my vlog, and sorry if it's really loud. We decided to go ahead and do a couples Q&A. So I asked for anybody to send questions on my Instagram. We're going to go over them today, mostly just revolving around our relationship as a couple. So, yeah.
And it was super cool because when we first got in the vehicle to come to Starbucks,
Yeah.
our first dance wedding song was playing on the radio, so it was like a perfect way to kick off this couples Q&A.
It was super cute.
But that was on slow motion, so you'll never know.
Yep, you'll never know. But anyways, so the first question was, what annoys you most about me? And then what do you love most about me?
Yes.
So what did you say?
I said, when Crystal eats, she oinks. So like when she's eating, like she's chewing something weird. I don't know how she does it, but she oinks. It's like the most annoying.
I don't oink.
She oinks. It's annoying. It's terrible. I hate it.
What is your favorite thing?
The smile she gives when I pick on her like this.
Stupid. Alright, so my most annoying thing about Robert is he gets whatever he wants from me. So no matter what it is, I always try and tell him no, you don't get your way. You don't always win. He always wins. He always gets his way, and it's super annoying. And then my most loved thing about you is I said his heart. Just like last week, I think I said his heart for people and animals. Because the last week he saved a turtle, and then right after that, a couple of days later, he randomly changed this woman's tire and just doesn't even think twice about doing things for people, and I love that.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, so our next question
was, where did we meet?
You guys know
Yeah.
how much we love coffee. So
Oh.
it should not come to a surprise, as a surprise to you, that we met over coffee.
She was a barista at a coffee stand called Jacob's Java, 2 blocks up from the house that I had just purchased in Washington State. So I'd walk up to the coffee stand, get some coffee. There was this cute little barista working in there. So I started drinking more coffee. That's where the addiction started.
Yeah, so that's how we met. It does not surprise me at all because we are both addicted to coffee. But I guess, yeah, we're just running errands today, so we're bringing you guys along with all of our questions.
See you for the next one soon.
All right, so we're in the car. The next question's gonna be, how do we spend so much time together and not get annoyed with each other or maintain a really good relationship? If any of you guys don't know, we run the businesses together. We live in the warehouse that we work in. The gym is in the warehouse. We work out together. We pretty much cook and eat together. We pretty much do everything together. And how would you explain how we do so much together and not kill each other? How we get along so well?
What are you talking about? I do get annoyed.
It's dark in here.
Is it dark? Is it gonna work?
Yeah, there you go.
Honestly, so Crystal's this probably sounds cheesy. This whole video is probably gonna sound cheesy, but Crystal's my best friend. I mean, she's the one person that knows me better than anybody else. She knows what annoys me. She knows what makes me happy, and she knows how to be around me to not be annoying, and we just know what each other needs, and I'm the same way for her. So it's we don't exhaust each other by being around each other. We I don't know, it feels natural, it feels good, it feels right.
And my take on that is, we do work together, but when we're working, we really are working. A lot of it's not even communicating, over talking, and we're in different offices, things like that. Our workouts, we really don't talk a whole lot. We spot each other, that kind of thing. So honestly,
don't talk to your wife. That's the small moral of the story.
But realistically, we work, we do all of the things that everyone else does, and honestly, even though we're in the same building, it doesn't feel like we are spending a ton of time together, even though we're in the same exact place. We're usually running around from place to place, doing thing to thing. But yeah, Robert is right. Like, we do just know each other really well. We are, like, our biggest thing in our relationship is communication. If you are not communicating the things that annoy you, the things that you love, the things that are important to you, you're gonna have a lot of miscommunication. You're gonna have a lot of arguments. But if you're very open about how you're feeling and things like that, it's a much better option. So, we love each other.
Yeah.
Just love each other so much.
We are at my uncle's warehouse. Had to pick up a pallet of ingredients for the keto bricks. Crystal's got another question for you.
Yes. So, the next question is...
Yes?
Oh, shoot.
She's forgotten already?
Sorry. Oh, have things changed since we've gotten married? Someone said that they had been dating someone for a very long time and can't convince them to get married and would like to know if we have noticed a difference.
Honestly, no, to be frank. I mean, we were living together beforehand, we were working together beforehand, we were training together beforehand, so nothing's really changed in that regard. The only thing that's changed, which would be less technical and more like conceptual, for me at least, is just the fact that I know that she is my wife. She is going to be with me for the rest of my life, and she's the one that, like, I've put my flag in the ground and said, look, this is my woman, and I'm going to raise a family with her and all that stuff. So
I agree. Nothing really has changed in, like, our day-to-day stuff, but it's having that commitment and knowing that you guys have made that step together in that bond, and knowing you can make plans for the future, because we don't believe in divorce. Like, we, not against anyone else, for ourselves and our relationship, we do not believe in divorce. We will not allow that. So we will work through whatever it takes to make sure that our marriage is successful. But when we were dating, like, you didn't know if there was an end to things. Like, you can break up more easily than you can a divorce. And when you make that commitment, you're saying, I
commit.
I am yours forever.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
And that is what I've noticed.
Yep, same.
See you in a bit.
All right, guys, so we are outside of Kroger sitting on their bench that they're trying to sell. If you'd like to buy the bench, go to Kroger. So our next question is, being goal-oriented people, do we find ourselves being competitive with one another?
No, honestly, that's one of the things I've always said to Crystal from the very beginning. I like that our relationship is such that we don't have to compete with one another. Like, she compliments my weaknesses, I compliment hers, but it's like, I don't know, like, we have this mutual understanding where it's like we don't compete for the same things. What's a good example?
I don't know, just like even in the business and in training and all that, we both have separate goals for ourselves, and like even with the business, we have our own pieces that we do, and like I'm better at certain things and Robert's better at certain things. Also with like in regards to the business and things like that, Robert's like always had this big passion of like doing and being, and like he has these big dreams, and I am a very good doer. So when he needs something done, he can rely on me to say, hey, this really needs to be done, and it just works. It works out really well. We're just a good team that way.
Yeah, I don't want to sound bad, but she's not really much of the leader in the business. She's more of like the supporter, whereas I'm more like the leader. Like if she was super business minded at the onset, we'd probably clash.
Yes.
But I was more like the bigger picture leader, CEO, and she's more like the, right hand woman.
Yeah, and
help
then
support.
Yeah, and also I feel like I'm a really good mediator.
Yeah.
Between Robert and the crew when, he's too busy doing other things like, the back end work stuff, that it's easier for me to relay messages or to help them out or help him out. So I think that we're just like a really good complement to each other. And I say that in like all aspects of life. And we're very supportive of one another. So we don't ever want to like knock each other down just because we're trying to be competitive. We try to uplift each other even if our goals are very similar.
True that.
All right. Any guesses on what the next question might be.
I have a question.
When are we having a baby?
It's gonna be a while.
All right. Give the people the answer that they want.
Alright, everybody's wanting us to have babies, little savage babies. We'll have babies at some point. But guess what? I'm 27. Crystal's 27. We've been broke the vast majority of our life. We're still trying to build a foundation to the business right now. The business is definitely growing and doing well, but now is the time to hustle and grind and make the most of this opportunity we have and lay more of a foundation for our future, both for our kids' sake and for our lives together. So for me, being a business entrepreneur, I want to make sure that we've got a better foundation built before I want to bring on any additional expenses in the form of children or distractions, because I know when I do have kids, I'm going to want to focus a lot more on them, and right now all of my focus needs to be towards the business. So that's my reason.
And I will have all of you know that I am fighting full force for Baby Savage. So we will have them. We will have them eventually, but we are on the same page with that. We need a little bit of time, but we are just as excited, probably way more than all of you guys.
But
oh,
I will say this, when we do have babies, we're not going to be feeding them any of the stuff that you see in this aisle. It's going to be like keto babies all the way.
So we're going to the grocery store, and I thought this would be a perfect time to talk about how to cook, or how we cook for the both of us without us having like the same goals. Our protein macros are different, our fat macros are different, all of that is different. We like different foods, how we go about our meal preps, or how we go about cooking our meals. So, number one, I generally cook both of our lunches. So we only eat 2 meals a day generally. I cook our lunches generally, and then we both cook our own dinner, mostly because Robert likes to have more steaks, things on the grill, things like that, so it's easier in the evening for him to do that while he shoots his bow. And then, stop right here. And then, for like making meals and stuff, we actually like a lot of the same meals, but he will sometimes just give me his macros and I will find the meal that suits those macros the best, and that actually works out perfectly. It's a little bit more work on my end, but it works out perfectly for the both of us. This is the worst aisle ever to be on. Oreos, Nutter Butters, whatever. So I would say just like spend a little extra effort and make sure that both of your macros can be hit with whatever meal you're making. If you're gonna make a meal for both of you guys to share, or just make meals separately. I've been craving a lot more chicken lately. Robert will have like the organ meat burgers. So we're eating different foods, but it's both fitting into our macros, or he will do his macros and tell me what it is that he needs to eat, and then I will make exactly what it is that he needs to have. So again, it's a little bit more work, but for both of us to meet our goals, it's super important. So just putting in a little extra effort, and it's good. Anything you have to say?
Yeah, I feel pretty lucky. She'll oftentimes meal prep for me, like when I'm doing a competition prep. Like I'll tell what my macros need to be, and then she'll find the foods to make them. I do a lot of cooking, like the meat cooking, but she'll do a lot of everything else. So it works out well for sure.
Just keep walking.
Works out well for sure. That's pretty much it, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right.
All right, guys, so we had so many questions about our training, how we train together, how we spot each other, how our goals differ, all of that kind of stuff. So, number one, how do we feel about working out together?
I like it a lot unless Crystal's feeling poorly.
True.
Or like in a mood. Then it's like, it just pisses me off, because like I've only got a very small amount of time, a small window to train, and if she's in a mood and it's causing my training to suffer, I just get mad. Like I'm not sympathetic at all towards her feeling poorly. I'm just like, you either get to feeling better or you get out.
That is so true though. So actually I have certain times where I really like to work out by myself, and Robert gets like so butthurt if I say I'm gonna go work out by myself, because he really likes to work out with me, unless I'm in a bad mood. But most of the time we love working out together. It's really great. We both know each other's goals, and we both, because we've been training together for so long, we know, like I know what the weight he's gonna put on his bar the next set. So it's easy. We can both just grab the weights on one side or the other, take them on or take them off, put them on. And I feel like with spotting each other, sometimes I get annoyed because his weights are so much heavier. Like I actually have to lift them up and hand them to him. And that kind of does ruin my workout a little bit. But for the most part, we do the same exercises. So it doesn't really frustrate us. It doesn't cause a time where we have to stop what we're doing to go spot the other person. And
sometimes it's so hot in here, we're sweating so much, I'll be spotting her and I'll drip into her face if she's doing bench press. We're pretty much dripping right now, and we're just recording a video clip. That's how hot it is in this gym.
Yeah, but I'm doing bench and his sweat is just dripping in my eyeball. But I think for the most part, we actually like to spot each other. A lot of people, if we ever go to a regular gym, people look at me like, what the heck is this little girl doing spotting this guy who's squatting 405 or whatever it is. But I honestly, I think because we are in a relationship, because we understand how each of our body mechanics work, spotting each other and being able to make sure that you're there at their weak point is much better than getting some random person to spot. So there's that. And then what else has to do with training?
Probably gonna have to do another one of these videos because we have a ton of questions and we're not even scratching the surface.
Let's see what else with. All right, last but not least. One of the most common questions was how we find time for each other outside of the business for our own romantical side and just connection time as a couple, outside of training, outside of the business. Is
romantical a word?
No, I don't know. How we are romantic with each other, how we find time to do that. Is it important to us? Do we put it above other things? So things like that. And I guess I'll start this one. I am very much so I need time with Robert type of person, where he doesn't need to spend as much time with me, but that is my little love language. So for him to set aside the time to spend with me means so much to me, that we've had a lot of discussions about how we're gonna set time aside to spend time with each other on a weekly basis even. So Sundays are our day to explore Arkansas, and that's been really, really good for us. It's been really great for me because he can set aside almost an entire day. We do some work in the morning and we do train in the morning, but usually the last half of Sunday is my day, so I get to spend all day with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when you own your business, especially when you're both working in the business and the business is your passion, which is fitness and nutrition. I mean, everything becomes intertwined. So you have to set everything up and structure everything so that it doesn't distract from one another. You have to make it symbiotic in nature. And I've tried to set that up from day one. Everything that I spend my time doing, I want it to complement and benefit the whole. And that's absolutely key, I feel. Because if you don't do it that way, you're going to be pulled apart and you're never really going to excel in any one area of your life. I want to make everything as intertwined as possible so that everything benefits everything else.
Mm-hmm. And us spending time together, Sunday we went on a hike, but we got product shots for the bricks and the apparel, and then we vlogged a little bit, but those are all things that we want to do because this business is our baby. That's what we enjoy doing. So that was us spending time together, but it wasn't us just staring at a computer screen. It was us spending time together, still getting some things done that we wanted to get done. And then also, I believe every evening we try to eat dinner together, and we have time in the evening for each other, and it may only be an hour or maybe 2, but we make sure that we get that time. That's very, very important. We do not have our phones on us. Usually on Sundays, we don't bring our phones out unless I'm doing something on my Instagram, which he understands and respects, and vice versa. But we aren't texting, we aren't responding back to people, we don't work on DMs, anything like that. And I think that's super important. Even when spending time with family and friends, we're very good at putting our phones away. We're very good about putting our computers away when it's time to spend time with other people. So I think we are very structured in that manner, and I think that that's something that a lot of people can learn from, especially like this day and age. So many people are on their phones 24/7, and they don't even work from their phones. So learn to turn your phone off, learn to set it aside and not even be concerned about what's happening on social media and stuff. Set that time aside, put your phone away, put your computer away, and be with the people that you're actually with in person.
Yes, 100% agree.
Okay, so that was the video for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it, let us know, and if you want us to do more in the future about other topics
Comment
or whatever,
below with more questions if you have them.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do another one. I think this was really fun. I like the way we broke it up, but anywho,
Yeah.
thanks for watching, guys.
Take care.